The most entertaining regional finals we've ever seen. Here's what happened. So welcome back to the Apex Morning Shift, your #1 ALGS morning show on the planet. That is a fact. All right, hope you guys are doing great. Today we got an amazing episode because we just had the most important weekend of this whole Pro League split because it was the regional finals for every region, which means that we now know which teams have qualified for the mid-season playoffs, which will be taking place at the Esports World Cup in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia from July 10th to July 13th. Now, before we get into these regional finals results, keep in mind that these were played in match point format, which means that the tournament doesn't end until a team that's 50 points or above wins the game. It can go on forever. Well, maybe not forever, but it can go on for a very long time. And the top 7 for APAC South, top 7 for EMEA, top 8 for APAC North, and the top 13 for North America of their respective overall standings qualify for those mid-season playoffs. So without further ado, let's take a look at these results. Starting with APAC South, their finals took 7 games, so not too long. And their band legends were Sparrow for game 2, Crypto for game 3, Alter for game 4, Ballistic for game 5, Newcastle for game 6, and Watson for game 7. And here were the final moments of game 7.
และดึงสุดเลยครับเอ็ดเวิร์ดจะดึงสุดจริงๆเหรอครับต้องใช้คำนี้ว่าเขาจะออกทางไหนจะไปหลังวอลไหมครับ JD ก็รออยู่ VK น่าจะเป็นทีมที่ต้องระวังตัวเองมากที่สุดกันแล้วไปเปิดใส่ EG ก่อนดีที่สุดตอนนี้สำหรับเราคือหวังให้ VK ได้ก็เพราะเขาจะมาตัดแต้มกันเองแล้วนี่แล้ว VK น่าจะหรือมันจะเป็น JDG ครับแต่ว่ายังไง2 ต่อ 1 2 ต่อ 1น่าจะจบที่ JDG เลยครับ
That's right, JD Gaming are your regional finals champs. Woo. Taking it home with a win on Stormboy, huge for them, finishing first with 17 kills in Game 7, securing them the win above VK Gaming, Rival Esports, Genji Esports, Edward Gaming, Wolves, Alcatia, Kakoi, MDY, Remarkable, and then the bottom 10. As for the overall standings for APAC South, here they are: VK Gaming, Genji, JD, Sol, Rival, Wolves, Alcatia, and Edward Gaming all qualify for the mid-season playoffs at EWC. Now, since Alcatia had already qualified for the mid-season playoffs through the ALGS Open LAN in New Orleans by finishing top 5, this means that Edward Gaming makes the cutoff by 2 points ahead of Lonely Led Gone. Heartbreaking for Lonely, but good stuff, Edward Gaming. Now moving on to APAC North, their finals took 1 more game than APAC South, 8 total games. The band legends for them were Crypto for game 2, Sparrow for game 3, Alter for game 4, Ballistic for game 5, Newcastle game 6, Bang game 7, and Ash game 8. And here is how game 8 went down.
これでも少しポジションきついが、ただかなりインファイトになりそうなポジショニングになっているが、それが始まれば反対行きましたね。チャンスは SBI。さあこれ ALGS はダメージ受けないかポイント。1枚確定キル取りましたね。ここで受けたダメージはそのまま SBI との最終ファイトの大きな差になってしまう。さあジップライン前。ただこれは ALGS がいい迎撃見せた。ああいい、これ上取った判断すごい。いい動きですね。さあここでエゴイスが落ちないかどうかですが、1枚取られてしまった、2枚取られてしまった。さあただそれを落として、ただ両方ダウンしてるぞ。これ 1V1V1？ これ 1V1V1 ですね。さあなんとマッチポイントの最後の一戦 1V1 優勝かそれともリマッチか。この着地を勝った SBI!
SBI Esports are your APAC North regional finals champions. Woo! That was a bit long to say, huh? Crazy Raccoon 2nd, E36 3rd, Soleil 4th, Fnatic 5th, Meteor 6th, KeanuJTV 7th, Army 8th, Nosefox 9th, Unlimit 10th, and then your bottom 10. Now, as for the overall standings for APAC North, here they are. Look at that, dude. With their win in the regional finals, SBI takes first place above Nosefox. Holy! By 1 point! But even more interestingly, Crazy Raccoon makes the cutoff. Karen Pei and Sangjun, who used to be on Reject Winity back when they won the Year 4 Split 1 playoffs that took place, the LAN that took place in Los Angeles. Great players, super happy for them making the cutoff, so good for them. No teams from APAC North qualified at the ALGS Open for the mid-season playoffs, so anybody that's in the top 8 that you see here are the teams that qualified for the mid-season playoffs: SBI, Nosefox, E36, RRX, GHS Boom, Fnatic, KeanuJTV, and Crazy Raccoon. Now, if you think 8 games is a lot, EMEA went on for 11 games. Oh my goodness. They're band legends. Watch this. Ash for game 2, Alter game 3, Ballistic game 4, Wraith game 5, Bangalore game 6, Path game 7, Newcastle game 8, CAD game 9, Watson game 10, and Fuse game 11. If it gets to a point where we're banning Watson, we're going on for a while. Either way, let's take a look at those final moments of game 11.
It's history upon history here in this final zone, and it's someone who's trying to make history and push us to 12 games and another shot right here.
Go next, get EMP'd. Bagol comes down in this situation. Excuse me, it's a Gibraltar ultimate that's coming down from the skies, trying to take down Go Next, but it doesn't really connect in the way they wanted. It's going to be Na'Vi who send it on to FaZe. The Maggie Ball is a problem, but surely this just opens the door for Go Next to move in. Go Next will close out, and Go Next will be our final winners here in EMEA.
That's right, Go Next Esports closes it out in the regional finals for EMEA. Woo! Ahead of Alliance in second, which, oh my goodness, they had 109 points, 22 points ahead of second place. Na'Vi third, Ronin fourth, Gaming Gladiators fifth, GG fifth, Dragon sixth, Zero seventh, Moze eighth, FaZe ninth, Cybercats 10th, and the bottom 10. Now, the story for EMEA is the last-minute rivalry between Ronin and 10K. Basically, Nasuke played with Ronin until last weekend, when he was unexpectedly dropped by MG Clutch, who's Ronin's IGL. Which you can argue that it was a snake move from MG, because that put Nasuke in such a difficult position with 1 weekend left of the Pro League regular season before regional finals. Obviously, they were doing great. They were on pace to making LAN. That decision just put him in such a difficult position. From 1 minute, you're going to the Esports World Cup, and all of a sudden, your teammate makes a decision. Very difficult, but thankfully 10K picked him up, and then last weekend began their Cinderella story. Dominating last weekend, throwing them up in the top 7 overall, with so much momentum going into the regional finals this weekend. So looking at the standings, Alliance had already qualified through the open LAN. Na'Vi, Nemesis, Go Next, Zero, Moze, Ronin, Gaming Gladiators all qualify. And look at that, 10K, 9th place, 4 points away from making it and from completing that Cinderella story and qualifying for EWC. Man, you gotta feel for Nasuke. You gotta feel for him, whether you like him or not. Very, very, very shitty situation. Missing the Esports World Cup because of your teammate's decision. Either way, mid-season playoffs are gonna be super interesting. And yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys think. And now for the North American regional finals. They went on for 10 total games. So a lot, with the Band Legends being Alter Game 2, Ash Game 3, Newcastle Game 4, Ballistic Game 5, Wraith Game 6, Sparrow Game 7, Crypto Game 8, Bang Game 9, and Pathfinder Game 10. Pathfinder getting banned is insane. And so here were the final moments of Game 10.
Not Flat in trouble. Flat, the only team that can keep this going, but they're getting shot from behind. They lose out on one. It's only up to Nano, and it's looking like it may end here unless Nano can pull some miracles off, and he gets a shield swap just directly delivered to his feet. Christmas came early. I just can't believe he's still alive. Flat get eliminated. 4 squads left.
It's ending here, Vicky. It's Falcons, it's Furia, it's All Gamers, and it's Rock to close it out and win our regional final in North America. Who can do it? Teams don't have to move quite yet. Rock on a really good spot, and Falcons, as usual, pushing up the pressure.
Oh, he wants a shield swap. He's trying to get the shield swap. He gets it right there. Fury are incredibly low. That catwall may help out Falcons, but Zero is one. He gets taken out. Rock now moving for the dub. Rock are your winners. Your America Regional Final winners.
Let's go, dude. ROC Esports taking first place on the day. Huge for a team that struggled at first to find an IGL. For those of you who didn't know, is Vax and Deeds teamed up with Reps to begin the split, but then Reps realized, you know what, I don't want to play this game anymore. I'm sick and tired of it for whatever reason. And so they struggled to find an IGL. And so when Saucer parted ways with LG, he went on to team with ROC Esports. Honestly, super happy for them, doing fantastic this series. Ahead of Furia in second, Nip in third, All Gamers fourth, 100 Thieves fifth, tied actually in fifth with Team Orchid, Falcons 7th, TSM 8th, Team Liquid 9th, Virtus Pro 10th, and then the bottom 10. And with that, let's take a look at the overall leaderboard. Falcons, Nip, All Gamers, NRG, Shopify Rebellion, ROC, TSM, 100 Thieves, Furia, Liquid, Twisted Minds, Koi, Fusion, Virtus Pro, Sentinels, and Team Orchid make the cutoff. And since it's the top 13 teams in North America that qualify for the mid-season playoffs, and Falcons, 100 Thieves, Shopify Rebellion have already qualified, VP, Sentinels, and Orchid also make the cutoff. Unfortunately, Villainous not making it, tied with Luminosity. Luminosity's day was not enough to boost them in the top 16. So unfortunate, dude. So until the mid-season playoffs, which will take place on July 10th, we'll have international scrims, most probably hosted by Oversight Esports. We'll have that to look forward to, and we're going to be covering that every week and talking about anything that happens with rosters. I don't know if they can roster swap. I don't think they can. I think they're locked in for the mid-season playoffs. And that's it for today's episode of your number one ALGS morning show on the planet. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to turn the notifications on. I always say that I'm gonna finish my coffee. New episode every Tuesday, and until next week, take it easy, like and subscribe. Peacers. Dude, these outros get really difficult alone. Let me know what your favorite TV show is down in the description. For me, it's Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Just recently watched it with my girlfriend, showed her, and she loves it, which is amazing. TV show that makes me cry to my tears, how funny it is. So funny. Anyway, yeah, that's my outro. That kind of sucks. All right.